Synthetic drugs circulate through the entire body and have a chemical effect on every biological system in the body, not just a specific area of cellular dis-ease they are meant to help. While they may sometimes help the problem area, they simultaneously disrupt perfectly working functions in other parts of our body. Have you ever noticed the dozens of side effects listed on drug inserts or at the end of commercial disclaimers? This is why.
Quit smoking with Chantix and support. Talk to your doctor about Chantix and a support plan that's right for you. Some people have had changes in behavior, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions while taking or after stopping Chantix. If you notice agitation, hostility, depression, or changes in behavior, thinking, or mood that are not typical for you, or if you develop suicidal thoughts or actions, stop taking Chantix and call your doctor right away. Talk to your doctor about any history of depression or other mental health problems, which can get worse while taking Chantix. Some people can have allergic or serious skin reactions to Chantix, some of which can be life-threatening. If you notice swelling of face, mouth, throat, or
the urges would like they used to be, and that helped me quit.
Talk to your doctor to find out if prescription Chantix is right for you.
Talk to your doctor to see if a drug 20 times more dangerous than smoking is right for you? Then these side effects require more drugs to balance the new problems caused by the first drug, and on this vicious circle goes. Because these drugs relieve symptoms but don't eliminate the cause of the cellular dis-ease, many people are on their meds for life, raking in huge repeat customer profits for the big pharma snakes. Surgery. After enough neglect, cells, tissues, and organs eventually die, putrefy, and go into sepsis, inducing internal bacteria to eat you alive. Rather than addressing and reversing the reasons why, the allopathic strategy is to just remove parts or all of various organs, or even hack off the limbs. Not stop the cause. And when the dis-ease expresses itself again, they'll just cut out more of you, until there's nothing left of you to cut out anymore. But don't worry, your insurance will pay for it. And if not, they'll take your house and life savings in return for the favor. Surgery has been around since ancient times, and there are brilliant trauma, heart, and transplant surgeons and others saving millions of lives when absolutely no other option is left. This is in no way meant to attack them, but allopathic medicine is the reason we now need so many of them so often. Radiation. You already know about the effects of acute radiation syndrome on cellular biology. To even discuss the absurdity of this allopathic form of medical treatment as some sort of cure for cellular dis-ease is an insult to human intelligence, sheer lunacy. So we won't even bother going there. If your doctor even suggests this, run very far and fast.
The better thing to talk about, however, is the relationship between profits and cancer in the United States. And there was a study that was published, I believe it was in 1994. It was a 12-year program, 12-year study. They looked at adults who had developed cancer as an adult, not childhood cancer, but adult cancer, right? This is the main types of cancer that we get here in the United States. They did meta-analysis of these people all around the world who developed cancer as adults for 12 years and were treated with chemo. And they looked at the results. And they published the results in the Journal of Clinical Oncology. And the results? 97%. Of the time, chemotherapy does not work. 97% of the time, it doesn't work. So why is it still used? It's one reason and one reason only: money. If you go to a medical doctor, an MD, with a sinus infection, and that doctor prescribes an antibiotic, he gets no financial kickback. Now, if he prescribes 5,000, of that antibiotic in 1 month, the drug company that makes it might send him to Cancun for a conference, right? But he gets no direct remuneration. It's not with chemotherapeutic drugs. It's different. Chemotherapeutic drugs are the only classification of drugs that the prescribing doctor gets a direct cut of. So if your doctor prescribes chemotherapy for you, here's how it goes, more or less. The doctor buys it from the pharmaceutical company for $5,000, sells it to the patient for $12,000, insurance pays $9,000, and the doctor pockets the $4,000 difference. And there ought to be a law. The only reason chemotherapy is used is because doctors make money from it. Period. It doesn't work 97% of the time. If Ford Motor Company made an automobile that exploded 97% of the time, would they still be in business? No. This is the tip of the iceberg of the control that the pharmaceutical industry has on us. Most people have no idea of this at all. Now, I wrote a book. It's called The MD Emperor Has No Clothes, right? In my book, I have a bulleted list of 10 questions that every cancer patient should ask their doctor. 10 questions. I've had patients kicked out, literally, kicked out of the oncologist's office because the doctor was PO'd that the patient was asking them these questions. These are just common sense questions. With cancer treatment in the United States, we have lost the war on cancer. we have lost the war on cancer. Why? Because cancer is not a reductionistic phenomenon. Cancer is a holistic phenomenon. And when you try to bring a reductionistic methodology like drugs and surgery to bear on a holistic phenomenon, you will completely miss the boat each and every time. You cannot do it. Medical doctors are like colorblind art critics. They can see that that's a boat. They can see the black and white outline, but they're completely blind to all of the colors and textures that make up the substance of the thing. It's no difference with cancer. The reason that people get cancer in the United States and the reason that we have completely lousy outcomes is because medical doctors are driving the research bus. When women get together and do a 5K run for breast cancer, all of that money, do you think any of that money goes to nutritional research? Do you think any of that money goes to homeopathic research or acupuncture or traditional Chinese medicine or naturopathic research? No. All of it goes to drugs and surgery, which do not work. Now, why aren't those women running for selenium? If every girl in this country took 200 micrograms of selenium, in one generation we'd eliminate breast cancer by 82%. That's a big number. Why aren't we doing that? Because medicine in the United States is a for-profit industry. And most people are completely unaware of this, and most people bow down to the altar of MD-directed high-tech medicine.
Chemotherapy is, in fact, nitrogen mustard, the cell-killing compound